All right, game number 4, Chirimoyos v TabA. Trying out Capture Age one more time here. I made some few changes to my system, so let's see if we can get it up and running here. Okay for game number 4, and we have Land Madness. So this is home map number 2 for TabA, I believe. And we have the same players as we did for games 2 and 3. Godricus in the green, playing as the Franks, teamed up with Kamayu, playing as the Tatars, so they'll be in their Archer Cav roles that we saw them play earlier. And they will be up against Aramatsu in the purple as Hindustanis, and Homo erectus in the yellow as the Sicilians. So Sicilians Hindustanis here suggest to me that we're going to have double Cav from TabA, which you don't see much of on Arabia, but you do see more on Land Madness because it is an insanely aggressive map, and being able to get those scouts out early can be very, very strong. I don't think there was a single set on this map that I played this season where me in the Cav role and the guy playing the Cav role on the other side didn't go at least 2 stables in Feudal Age. Oftentimes even 3 stables. So highly aggressive map, and I'll be very curious to see how these guys play it. Now notice the starting res is a little different. You only have 1 boar, so you definitely have to be pushing deer. You have to push pretty aggressively on this map. But you do have more deer to push. There tends to be 2 to 3 herds or flocks. I'm not sure what the proper plural term is there for a group of deer. Here, though, we actually have 4 herds that generated really close to Aramatu. That's a really nice generation. Not so nice here. We've got... Okay, we have this close herd. I guess these ones are pushable as well. So maybe all the players have. This looks like better than normal generation in terms of deer. Now, these are a little further out, but you could push them toward the mill. And then, of course, you can also be milling deer in throughout Feudal Age. Also, you start with 2 sets of berries close to the TC. And you start with, is it just 1 or 2 berries under the TC? I guess it's just 1. All right, so what are we going to see on this side? Tatars and Franks. I mean, it's possible we would see double Cav, but I think the Tatar pick, I think it's ultimately intended for Cav Archer. So we're either going to see Archer into Expo into the Cav Archer transition, or we're going to see Scouts opening with the transition into Cav Archer later. Also, another important thing about this map, you cannot wall on the stone here. So what you have to do is you have to small wall these wood lines, which does make you extremely vulnerable to archers. This house here, I guess what Kamai was thinking is walling in a really large portion of the wood line. That could be, normally you see houses get sort of placed at the corner and then small palisade walls from the lumber camp to the house. And yeah, look at this. Already have a farm coming down here for Godricus. All right, and Godricus, why is he behind in Vil count? Did he lose a Vil to the boar? No deaths. Not significant idle time. I'm not sure why. Yeah, he must have had to get loom early. That's got to be what it is. Yeah, 40 HP on the Vil, so probably got housed. All right, yeah, you can see Godricus house walling in the mill there. I think probably planning to get small walls around that. And do we have anyone going up so far? Yes, we do. Both players for TabA on the way up already. Going for 20 pop up. And this is definitely looking like double scouts, this build. There'll be a second lumber camp, I'm guessing, back here. But yeah, let's see how these players end up walling the lumber camps. I'll be curious to keep an eye on that. All right, 21 pop up for Godricus. And our Tatars player not on the way up yet. The slower uptime is making me think maybe this is archers. No one to gold yet, though. We'll keep an eye on that. Yep, small walls coming around the berries here for Homo erectus. And yeah, our TabA players will be up here pretty soon. Sticking with a single lumber camp here. Still no one on gold here. 23 pop. So this is double scouts, I guess, on this side as well. So we're going to have the scouts transition to Cav Archer. It's nice to have that stable up so you can have Bloodlines and Husbandry ready to go for your Cav Archer. And of course, Tatars with the free thumb ring bonus. All right, Aramatu is going to catch Kamayu's scout out here in the open, still stuck in Dark Age, gets the snipe. So in a game where you've got scouts on the field, those early kills can be pretty significant. It's going to be all about scout numbers here. Yeah, so it is definitely scouts on this side. Slower uptime, 23 pop up, but double mill, so the food income should be looking pretty good here. And those Tatar sheep do last a little bit longer as well. All right, already have one, almost two scouts extra produced. Still pushing in deer. We've got action. Where over here? Okay, spear out for Godricus. All right, here comes the stable now for Godricus. And no, it is not a stable. It's a range. Double range being dropped right now for Kamayu, but no one on gold right now. Am I missing something? Am I missing some... No, we have eyes on all four of the nearby golds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no fills on gold yet. So that is going to be a problem for production. And look at this. Scouts already bearing down here from Aramatu on Kamayu. There are spears out here in defense. But Aramatu getting eyes on those ranges, knows what is coming. And yeah, how are they going to deal with those archers when they come out? Especially if there's enough spears in the mix. So we'll be curious to see. Okay, there it is. We're going to have a skirm. Scouts into skirms here. For Aramatu. Alright, scouts are looking for damage, but there's none to be had. Everything's small-walled. So very nicely done there by Kamayu. A couple pokes there from Kamayu. And yeah, seeing these two yellow scouts, Chirimoyos should know now that it's double scouts on the other side. Ooh, spears are going to get some free pokes there. That's one scout. Yeah, one scout down. Alright, so Chirimoyos actually with the military advantage at the moment, 14 to 10, though they are at a mobility disadvantage here. Ooh, we do have one vill out in the open. Aramatu might be able to snipe this. Pre-tower on the gold there for Kamayu. There it is, one vill down. Yeah, these scouts already have armor in anticipation of the archers. Where are those archers at the moment? They're all still hanging home. So I think Kamayu is possibly losing the window to push forward here. Interesting. Okay, archers and skirms mixed together here. No fletching yet for any of these players. Actually, a relatively quiet game of Land Madness here so far. Oh, two scouts getting in. There was a hole in the wood line, but they aren't going to be able to get any kills here. Enough vills to fight them off. Forging is on the way, but there are only two scouts here, and one of them is quite weakened. All right, those scouts coming back to defend. What's the vill count looking like? Pretty close here. All right, here we go. A lot of spears coming forward, a couple archers. Not enough archers to really be that dangerous. But, ooh, a lot more free pokes there for Kamayu on Aramatu. Gotten good value with those spears so far. And, yeah, this should be enough to defend here. Because there's only two archers in the mix there. They have fletching. There's no fletching or armor on these units for Aramatu yet, though. These scouts starting to threaten. A few spears coming forward. They could start to threaten this gold. That is something to watch out for there for Homo Rextus. Yeah, and these are +1/+1 scouts right now. Alright, he's going to take the fight there against the spears. Gets the clean, and yeah, Homo erectus is going to be pushed off the gold here. Not the end of the world. It is the Cav player, not the Archer player. Scouts still trying to find a way in. Still haven't found any damage. Right, what is that going to do to Homo erectus' uptime? Not much. He's got plenty of gold to go up, so it's just a matter of getting the food right now. Alright, archers are on the way over here, though, to join in the action. And if those archers are able to get over here, those wood lines are quite isolated from the town center. Archers will be able to clean these spears, and then we could be talking about 5 to 7 vills dead here on this wood line. Alright, where are the ranged units for Aramatu? I think they're still, yeah, still back home in defense. And actually a third wood line added over here for Homo erectus, so that should be able to stay safe for a little while, but this is going to be a problem for TabA. Aramatu has clicked up on the way, but it is, Castle Age is not going to be around in time to deal with this. Donjon coming down. That could be clutch to save at least some of these vills. Hasn't been noticed yet by Chirimoyos. A lot of scouts here for Godricus. And yeah, all of these vills will be down in this wood line. The Donjon will go up, so those 4 vills will be saved. It's gotten messy here for Homo erectus, and that will severely delay his uptime. Alright, meanwhile, over here, the scouts jumping on some of the archers that are in the middle. These scouts have armor, no other upgrades, but they should be able to clean this. Pardon me, they have bloodlines. Yeah, they will clear that. No problem at all. And only a few archers left here, so TabA, certainly not out of this game. Took some damage, but they are going to have much better uptimes. Be very curious to see what the play is here for Aramatu. Right. It's be a nice position to have knights. Knights not available for Hindustanis. So yeah, we're going to get camels coming out. Interesting. I mean, you could really think about diving Godricus here. I'll clean the scouts, because you need to have access to gold. Gold is essential here. This is a nice play by Godricus, jumping on that gold. This wood line needs to be walled in as well, yeah. And Aramatu thinking the same thing we are. Over on this end, that army will finally be cleaned up there for Aramatu. Reinforcements coming in. I don't know about this call here by Kamayu. It's a long way from Castle Age. I mean, camels aren't great, but they'll be able to deal with that. I guess there are a lot of spears in the mix. But I do think Aramatu here has the potential to get some really good damage on Godricus. Does he have... Yes, got +2 armor. So he could get under this TC. I think really threaten this gold, threaten the food income there for Godricus. Alright. But yeah, you can't really think about leaving home at the moment because pressure is on. There's a lot of scouts. Those scouts are fully upgraded apart from bloodlines. A lot of spears, archers in the mix. That TC, I think that's a great TC. Needs to get that up. It will go up. Yeah, and this is the problem with not having any range units on your team. There's just no way to deal with the all these spears. What is the long-term plan here going to be for TabA? Are we going to see a... I guess Hindustanis could go CA, but I don't think that's ideal. Alright, these spears, though, underneath both town centers, those spears getting absolutely shredded, and now, all of a sudden, this is a fight Aramatu can definitely take. And take before any of those units are able to become crossbows, so that was... very unfortunate there for Kamayu, letting those spears go under that TC. And not a lot of value from that pressure by Team Chirimoyos. Are diving under this TC. Homo Rextus hasn't... Oh, there he goes. Notices now. Loses 1, 2... I think 2 Vils went down there. Godricus has done a nice job continuing to keep the pressure on throughout this game. All right, 3 TCs here for our Sicilians player. And we also have additional TCs coming down for everyone else as well. Okay, there's the CA. And this is, I think, a reason you definitely want to have the Hindustani camels on the field. They'll be able to deal well with the CA. But definitely in... Oh, what a great raid here. Those Vils were really far forward, and that is a dangerous, dangerous place to go. I think if you're going to take stone, you want to take it away from the enemy bases. Anywhere that is going to be in the path of travel, not ideal because it's really likely to be spotted. That's what happened here. This is a scary mass, and again, I really like the pressure on Godricus. Godricus is the Cav player. He's not going to have fletching on the TCs. Also, he's going to have a unit that can't deal with you. And yeah, you could just think about dropping all these stables right now. CA are going to have to come over here, but the CA not in anything close to scary numbers at this point. And what do we have? 8 knights on the field for Homo Rextus, not adding any more in. I'm curious what the play will be there long term. So it's clearly the plan right now is to boom. Sicilians are great for that. Yeah, Vil count right now, 14 Vil lead for Chirimoyos. And if they can keep these Cav Archer numbers alive, I certainly like having the range units in the mix there, but right now this is a great fight for Aramatu, who's 2v1. Well, it was 2v1. It's going to get a great trade there. Wow, that was a really good fight. Yeah. I mean, just really important to keep those Cav numbers from getting up to that 25 plus number where they start getting really scary. Look at that. Actually, Godric is able to fit a TC on the wood line. That is one of the things that's most frustrating about this map is you can never get TCs on the wood line, but he chopped enough in there that he's able to do it. And a pretty safe base here, all things considered. Adding a 4th town center in as well. Hindustani light cav, though, great for raiding. And at the moment, TabA certainly has the initiative. The military numbers are equal, but the pressure has entirely been on Chirimoyos here in Castle Age. 1 second, I have one of my children crying in the background. I will be back in 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. Let's roll. All right, so where are we at? 10 lead for Chirimoyos. Military numbers are pretty even. So I think I favor Chirimoyos' position here. Just, again, having 1 range, 1 melee unit. It's really, really nice. And especially as these Cav Archers get close to being in the scary numbers, being able to have mobility to do stuff like this. Also an attack on this end, though. That is a lot of units down there. The CA have ballistics as well. Now, all of a sudden, a 20 Vil lead for Chirimoyos. Look at that, a 5th town center coming down for Godricus as well. A few camels coming in. Chirimoyos not paying attention to these units right now, so they are taking some damage. I think he's probably busy microing units elsewhere. Oh, knights get into the wood line. Not ideal there for Homo erectus. Alright, where is the rest of the action taking place? This light cav just attacking a farm. Not bothering anyone. Alright, so those CA cleaned up. Military number still identical, but a 20 lead now for Team Chirimoyos. Ooh, knights in on this wood line. That's a good raid for Homo erectus. They're keeping a lot of the secondary cav archer at home. Yeah, I mean, 5 TC may seem like a lot, but TCs are important on this map, not just for production, but also for protection. Because there's, again, no way to wall things in apart from the small walls. So you really need TCs, partly just to establish map control. Alright, this raid, these few knights still continue to be a pest over here on Chirimoyos' wood line. And, ooh, what do we have here? A lot of cav archers coming forward. It's a good catch by Aramatu. Gets some HP for free there. But no one has mounted a serious push at this point. Godricus now has 15 on stone, so I think he's thinking about adding a castle into this game. It's one thing we haven't seen quite yet. Ooh, that's a pretty good surround there for Aramatu. A lot of HP actually lost there on those cav archer. Oh my goodness. That was a great take there for Aramatu. This is a problem for Chirimoyos. A lot of villas out there in the open with no protection whatsoever. Actually, they're just passing. Yeah, the vill count inching closer. TabA's military lead actually growing at this point as well. Oh, this has been a problem. These cav archer just picking off villas that are coming by. Knights in on the eco there, but look over here. A take. The cav archer are surrounded. That whole cav archer mass is probably going down. This is a great take for TabA. That's a really great take. These vill numbers getting very, very close now. Yeah, the raid's continuing for Godricus. But yeah, Homo erectus is actually investing into fletching just to get more value against the knights on the raids. I think it was worth it. Look at this though, only 9 cav archer left. So this has been great by TabA, keeping those CA numbers down. There's even a skirm in the back there. Alright, here comes a castle. It's a defensive castle here for Godricus. Gonna put it there. And I think that's probably smart. They don't have the military presence to try to be aggressive with the castle yet. No one else on stone at the moment. Yeah, vill numbers almost identical. 124 vills for Godricus. He has had quite the boom. But Chirimoyos in a lot of trouble. His eco is in real bad shape. Only 50 vills. More vills going down here. There's camels on almost every single part of his economy. Look at that. Down to 47 vills. 1 military unit. And the problem is the really strong player. Obviously, Godricus is in a great position here. But he's got Hindustani camels to deal with, and he is Franks. So that production advantage you're going to have is going to be a bit mitigated. And look at the raids coming in by Homo erectus in on Godricus' eco. More vills going down here. Suddenly a vill lead for TabA is imminent here. Oh gosh, this is such a mess. Villas are out of position all over the place. Really hard on this map. Another defensive castle coming down there for Godricus. This TC being attacked by Aramatu. I don't even know where to look right now. There's so much action all over the place. Oh, man. The Vills that are trying to build the castle intercepted on the way. Homo Rextus' knights taking a good fight here. Twice the military for TabA. Golly. Where to look? Where to look? This castle's being denied right now. Camels in on the eco. Man, and yeah, and only 42 Vills at the moment here for Chirimoyos. Desperately trying to get this eco back into some semblance of order. And is that castle going to get killed? Let's see if Godricus deletes it. 280. 200. Alright, he deletes it. He's paying attention. Alright, he's got a little raid of his own down here. Look at the quick wall. Look at the quick wall. Really nicely done there by Homo Rextus. Oh, and this TC is going to go down. We got 6 Vills in there. Another castle here. Alright, when are we going to see Imperial Age? Still a good ways off for these players. Godricus could idle for a short bit and click up. But yeah, this is the problem. When you don't have the range support. Range support is the Achilles heel for Hindustanis. But if you're full cav, which is the only thing right now Chirimoyos can field, you're just at such a wild disadvantage. Now here there's enough knights that they're going to win this fight regardless. Yeah, and actually only 78 Vills here for Aramatu though, so it doesn't have a crazy eco. And that is going to really hamper the production, the camel production. So this is not TabA's game by any means yet. Yeah, Homo Rextus wisely bailing here. Doesn't have the numbers to fight this quite yet. Also, we're missing the... Ooh, camels in up here. Attack upgrade not in yet for either of TabA's melee units. Those are nice raids and really well timed because Godricus' knights are down here out of position. The Vill count for these two teams almost identical. Alright, meanwhile, Kamayu is rebooming back into this game. Back up to 65 Vills. So if Godricus can manage to keep the pressure on, maybe, just maybe, Kamayu can get back into this game and get those units up. But look at this, 2 exposed gold mines. Let's see if Aramatu notices those. Camel's coming in to help clear. So yeah, now TabA has the advantage here. Imperial Age on the way here for Homo Rextus. Godricus flaring over here and indicating, yeah, you've got some company over there, beware. Yeah, we do have a few CA back on the field, but nothing scary at this point. And let's see if TabA can get the trap here. Get a lot of free hits in. A lot of free hits in. Alright, still though, Aramatu only at 85 Vills, so really not, the eco's not that far ahead of Kamayu at this point. And Franks, of course, with access to Paladin, Sicilians without access to Paladin. So if Kamayu can, I guess, more or less keep Aramatu out of this game, or keep him busy at least, I think Godricus in a 1v1 situation up against Homo Rextus, at least if Homo Rextus doesn't add in some halbs, advantage would be for the Franks in that case. But we'll see. This TC is going to go down. There are so many knights here for Godricus. 57 knights on the field. But there's knights in his eco as well, so we've got something of a base trade here. A lot of these knights, though, attacking houses right now. I think, yeah, Godricus definitely wants to make sure those spread into the eco. Camel's coming here to try to help out. I have no idea who's going to get the better of this engagement. This is just a complete free-for-all. Land madness, indeed. That TC will go down. This is crazy. Where do I look? Where on earth do I look right now? It's madness. Give me another TC down here. Alright, Imperial Age is in Cavalier a minute and a half out, so Homo Rextus might bail here, wait for that Cavalier upgrade to come in. Camel's doing a nice job, though, cleaning up the areas where Godricus has smaller numbers of knights. Godricus now down to 38 knights, 48 knights for Homo Rextus. And the armor's in for those, and again, those are about to be Cavalier. What's the Vil count at right now? 20 Vil advantage for Chirimoyos. And Kamayu with a pretty healthy Vil count. The issue there is still just military numbers. Only 16 CA on the field. That's a nice castle. Secure stone gold. See more stables coming down there. Godricus just hasn't been in a position to click up to Imperial Age yet, though. Has needed to keep his foot on the gas in terms of production. Right there are the Cavalier. Cavalier taking a fight. I think that's a good fight. They have hill bonus. They have numbers. Camel's coming in now as well. Yeah, I think that's a good fight if you're TabA. Let's see how it plays out. This fight could well decide the game. HP neck and neck here. This might come out to be a pretty even trade. And no one clearly dominating that fight. That's a pretty even trade, I think, all things considered. But there are camels, light cav, all over the place inside of Kamayo's eco. And these light cav, of course, with some additional pierce armor. Great raiding units. And that was a great play by Aramatu, getting those into the eco in the midst of that big fight. And that has restored the villager equilibrium in this game. And actually slingshot TabA ahead in terms of Vil numbers. Another big engagement over here. Imperial Age on the way now for Godricus. Basically all of his remaining knights are right here. And yeah, I think wisely bails from that fight. But these raids are a problem. They are a big problem here for Kamayu. Vil numbers are plummeting once again, down to 90 Vils. And raids coming in on this side. There's a lot of exposed eco back here that Homo Rextus could potentially get in on. Doing a really nice job spiderwebbing throughout this economy. And suddenly a 35 Vil lead here for TabA. TabA looking like they are in a very good spot here. Still, the Cav Archer numbers quite low, only at 16. And it's these raids right now that are the problem. These raids are a huge problem. Ooh, that's a good castle. It'll occupy the production buildings, but this is huge. Look at that. Godricus already down to 100 Vils. Right before getting to Imperial Age. CA attempting to get some raids in, but the value they're going to get is going to be nothing like what these Cavalier and Light Cav are doing. I mean, they're everywhere. Look at Godricus' Vil count. GG's called. Wow. What a wild game. What a wild game. That was awesome. That was my favorite game from this set so far. I'll say it once again. These two teams are incredibly even. So close in terms of skill. And the score in the series currently reflects that 2-2 going to a Game 5 decider. And that will be a home map for Chirimoyos. So let's look at the stats here real quick before going over to game number 5. Military. Yeah, positive KD for both Aramatu and Homo Rextus. I think that's primarily chalked up to the fact that they just had a lot more raids throughout that game. Yeah, Godricus, though, did have the best eco in that game. Had really nice macro throughout Castle Age. Thought his boom was awesome. But the damage to Kamayu was, I think, what sealed it for Chirimoyos. All right, and with that, we go to game number 5.